Hi, my name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 2, where we read, "The tongue of the wise makes knowledge look good, but the mouth of fools pours forth folly." We were all influenced by the marketing techniques of big companies. Marketing is basically the science of making things look good, making things look desirable, appealing to the eye. So all has to do with how things are packaged, how they're presented, how they are advertised. It's all part of the process of trying to get people to buy what they're selling. Now, we need to remember that as believers, we're not in the marketing business per se. We don't market the cross or the scriptures or the gospel. We proclaim the truth of the gospel, all of it, leaving nothing out, no matter how it offends or turns people off. Because we know that ultimately people are saved by God alone, not by our cleverness or by our techniques. But having said that, there should be a desire to present knowledge, the scriptures, in such a way that it is attractive. That happens not by the content of the message, but by the conversation and the conduct of the believer. Knowledge for knowledge's sake, Scripture says, puffs up. It can make people out of touch with other people. It can produce pride. It can become harsh and belittling and unsympathetic, critical, judgmental, overbearing, and impatient. Are we puffed up by our knowledge of Scripture or humbled by it? It's easy to get up in an ivory tower out of touch with the hurts and the struggles of people. We have all the answers, and you just talk down to people. You're critical and uncaring, and sometimes that's what knowledge can do to people. And people who act like this don't make knowledge look good. It actually turns people away. If that's what you get like the more you learn about Christ and the Scriptures, I don't want to be like that. We've all heard unbelievers say, if that's what a Christian is, I want no part of it. Well, what does it take to make knowledge look good? Well, this verse tells us, the tongue of the wise makes knowledge look good. The tongue of the wise, out of the abundance of the heart, Scripture says, the mouth speaks. The heart of the wise is guided by his tongue. The heart of the righteous, Proverbs says, ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things, Proverbs 15:28. Elsewhere it says, like apples of gold and settings of silver is a word spoken in right circumstances, Proverbs 25:11. In other words, the tongue of that person is making knowledge look good. Sadly, some people use knowledge like a weapon. It makes them cruel and rash and impatient, gossips and flatterers. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge look good. How we use our knowledge when dealing with and relating to others is attractive. We long to teach and impart knowledge out of a contrite and a broken heart, not just so we can show people how much we know. So let me ask a question. Let me ask myself a question. Is our knowledge of Scripture making us harsh and judgmental, overbearing, or impatient with those who are younger or less knowledgeable than us, looking down our nose at them? Proverbs 15:2 says, the mouth of fools pours forth folly, and that folly hurts, and it divides, and it makes knowledge very unattractive. Our relationships are informed by knowledge and guided by wisdom. We know we are learning and growing in knowledge when that knowledge is being guided by a wise tongue. We are thoughtful and we listen to others. We have knowledge about people's problems, and it makes us sympathetic, not judgmental or proud. And we wisely conceal those problems rather than spread it around like gossip. We are gentle and we see their brokenness, and we treat them kindly and graciously and compassionately. All these things manifest themselves not exclusively, but primarily through our tongue. How we talk to others and how we talk about others. The wise person speaks in such a way that they attract people to themselves. Instead of brutalizing others and repelling people with their knowledge, they state what they know and they help people kindly and tactfully. And their aim is always to save, to encourage their listeners, and not to condemn them or to destroy them. Knowledge puffs up, but love edifies. What is your knowledge and my knowledge producing in my life? Is it making the knowledge of Scripture and its impact on our families and lives such that people look at your life and ask, what is your hope? What do you know that I don't know? Is my knowledge of Scripture making my life Christ-like? Is it salt and light in a dark and thirsty land? I'm supposed to use an extreme example. Is my knowledge making me meek or a monster? Is it bringing help or hurt? The tongue of the wise makes knowledge look good because people see the value in it, they see what it's producing in your life, and it's good. It looks good. the change it produces in our life is evident, and they can't help but say that's a good thing. But the mouth of fools pours forth folly. So may this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live our lives for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless.